Go on, Tisha. What is up? YouTube. Yeah, she putting it down, baby. Tisha is live in front of the courthouse on the side. I was up there, man. I showed y'all the info I got. I took video with her and stuff. She was like, she didn't know who I was, y'all. And it's cool. It's cool. You know, you don't know every reactor or YouTubers. So many of us now these days. Hey, y'all hit that subscribe button. Uncle Mike chilling, doing his thing, man. Y'all hit that subscribe button. Hit that bell. I'm gonna pull up the chat and everything, man. Let's check it out.
To talk about what is going on in the Diddy trial. The judge said, and the prosecution said, that they have 3 content creators, 3 YouTubers that they are banning from the court. They have their pictures, they have their images, and they are banning the court because they doxed Mia. Now, I know, we just say something, right? And this is just between me and y'all, legal eagles, right? I know there have been so many things going on, but the prosecution is done playing with content creators. They are expecting the content creators to move accordingly. And the mess that they still have to go through, that we have to go through, we are going to be under the same thing the press is going to be under. Now, listen, I know, sorry guys, I know there has been a little rumor going around. I don't know who started it. I don't care, but the feds are already on it, and they know that I doxed Mia. But anybody knows that, baby, I am down for the essay. And also, I do want to let the content creators know that are making false accusations that literally emailing a courthouse and making those false accusations are, in fact, a federal crime. So, as much as people want to sit there and make false accusations to get rid of the competition, baby, your numbers still don't match up, and you still don't got views. And now, you're probably going to catch a federal case for lying and emailing. But whatever. Anyway, y'all, let's get into this. I wonder who are the people that actually doxed Mia, because, baby, when they find out, we'll know, because you ain't never going to be in the courtroom, and you are not going to be allowed outside the federal house. So let's just see what actually happened. Listen, book 'em, babies. One thing about me, baby, I will put you under the jail.
Amen.
Again, nice, sweet, but I will put you under the jail. Keep playing. Keep playing. And you know who you are. But anyway, let's get back into the things we do. Let's get back into
talk to 'em,
the things.
babe.
No, they didn't say it was academics. They said it was actually YouTube content creators. Daisha Jones, thank you so much. The funny thing is that these YouTube content creators that aren't getting any views and they're like scraping up little things. And just hear me out, right? Listen. Listen, there are certain YouTube, everybody's out here hustling. And 90% of people, I'm gonna give y'all a little tea on what's going on in the courthouse. Then we gonna get into how Diddy CFO destroyed Diddy, okay? It was actually really funny to see. It was literally a mic drop moment. And Mark Agnifilio, you should have never sent Mark Agnifilio in there to do Brian Still's job. Mark Agnifilio, he was feeling himself. He saw the way that Brian Still literally, to quote the prosecutors, humiliated Mia. And he stood up. Yana, I would like to talk. And he was like, is it? Now I'll give you a preview. He was like, is it not true that you never saw Sean Diddy Combs do any violence? And he was like, no, I haven't. And right when I said that, I put my pen down and I said, now, Mark, we all heard about Shakira Stewart. We all heard about Kurt Burrows. We all heard about Chris Lightly. We all heard about Steve Stout. And artists said when they were partnered with Bad Boy, are you really trying to tell us in 2025 on Al Gore's internet that Diddy, nobody in his office knew that mole was violent? I said, you going a step too far, Mike Agnifilio. Sheer D, thank you so much for the super chat. All right, now get this, right? So then, this is where he messed up. He thought he was about to have a Brian Still moment, right? Hold on, because this was actually really funny. He said, hold on. He thought he was about to have a Brian Still moment. Mark Agnifilio walked his own self into a trap. He said, you've worked with Diddy for 19 years. He was like, yeah, absolutely. He said, he said, in your 19 years, did you see anyone help Diddy with crimes? He said, no, sir. I said, Mofo, you're the chief financial officer. If there are crimes, and if there are financial crimes, you might be an accomplice. So are you really the best person to ask? I mean, I'm not saying he's the accomplice, but I'm just saying, I was like, Mark, this is a dangerous line of questioning. And if that was me and my boss was on thing for RICO and all that stuff, I've been like, why are you asking, did I ever see anyone help him commit crimes? I don't know nothing about this. Did you ever see him do any acts of violence? He hesitated. He was like, no, right? then they said, right? Did you ever see any threats of violence? No. He said, see ya. He said, did you ever see any coercion? This was his answer. Can you explain that? He turned into me on the trial. Can you explain that?
Oh
Mark
my
Agapilio,
God.
he still didn't realize. Mofo, he didn't want to say it. He said, can you explain what coercion means? Because your version of coercion might be different than my version of coercion, right? And then he said, might be different than my version of coercion. So then Mark Agapilio was like, you know what? I'm sorry. Let me withdraw the question. I said, good thing, Mark, because you was about to, don't bring this Mark Agapilio nonsense into this Brian Still victory for Mia, right? Anyway, he said, did you ever see Sean Diddy Combs do any emotional, physical? See ya, girl. I know tomorrow should be exciting. I love the loafers. Yeah, hopefully peaceful. Namaste. So listen, he was like, did you ever see any emotional, physical, or sexual abuse? I said, well, were you at the Holiday Inn, the motel? Like, what is going on, right? This wasn't Yeezy official because I think Yeezy would actually say, they said, did you ever see any signs of sex trafficking? I said, Mark, you are Kim right now. He said, what? Wait, come. You guys, we have an update. Jump in here. Mama, why don't you give your name?
Hi, I'm Mama Flip. How are you? Mama Flip Slot Channel. Love her. I've been watching it. I don't know what time you left. The decision that was made.
About the text messages.
About the text messages. So after they left now, so they're gonna remove the screens. We can't see them at all.
Yeah, so they're removing. So this is about Jane. I'll tell you in a second. But go on.
I just want to make sure that you were just aware of it. They're trying to argue it right now.
Yeah.
And the decision is that the overflow room and the courts cannot see the texts and everything like that.
Yes.
So you have all that.
Yes, I did. But thank you, Mama Flip.
I just want to make sure that you have.
Thank you. See, this is why I love y'all, because y'all be making sure I get all the tea. But that's about Jane. I'll tell y'all about that in a second. There's so much tea to see. First, let's get to Mark Agapilio out here embarrassing himself, right? He said, did you ever see him participate in sex trafficking? I said, he is a COO. His name is D-Rock. Did you ever see him engaged in prostitution? The guy was like, no. He said, did you ever see him? No, he said, what about Diddy? You worked with him for 19 years. Did he teach you anything good? Did he teach you anything good? He's like, well, he taught me hard work, long hours, what diligent effort meant. We worked around a lot of talented people. We were on a mission. We were part of a family, right? I learned so much of him. He has great business mind, high aggressive goals, right? He taught me the difference between just wanting to be successful and being number one. And I know Diddy's a monster, but even I was just like, you know what? Maybe I need to look into do I want to be successful or do I want to be number one? I want to be number one, okay? But then I said, you know what? This doesn't help Diddy's case. See you guys. I'll see you tomorrow. Okay. I said, this doesn't stop. It's like the last day of school. I'm like, bye, everybody. My mom's here. I got to go. Anyway, right? He said, but what? He said, but I said this in our notes. But so what? Because most abusers' friends are shocked to hear that the person is beating their wives, beating their kids, or if you're a woman, beating your husband. They are shocked to hear what actually goes on in someone's home life. And again, in court, whenever there is like a serial rapist or a serial murderer, there's always somebody, family friend or whatever, crying, saying, oh my God, they were such a good person. So who cares what your CFO says? But there's more, y'all. There's more, right? He was like, so you feel like he pushed you to greatness. He said, well, we work constantly. There's a difference. He taught me that the difference between being great and the greatest is caring. Was Diddy saying that when he had the burqa on from the head up and booty butt naked to it down? Talking about, I care, so you're the greatest freak off anyway. And he said, you do your best work when you care about the outcome. Listen, and then I said, but how are you going to, they said Sean Diddy Combs was somebody that worked constantly. I said, you really didn't know this man. How much did y'all actually talk? Because he had freak-offs once a week, even by, sometimes twice, even by his own records. He allegedly hurt Cassie. Well, he allegedly hurt Kim. He allegedly hurt Gina, according to what she said to Natasha K. See you guys. Bye. I was like, he left her up like, you guys cannot actually be serious about this, right? Then they tried to talk about Diddy's charter school. They were like, Your Honor, objection. Now, here's the part where Mark Agnifilo literally tried to beat Brian Steele a little bit too much.
Yes.
He said, let me ask you a question. He said, let me ask you a question. Let me ask you a question. I said, here he goes on his bullshit. He is feeling himself. He said, do you think highly of him? Right? And the guy was like, what? He said, in your personal experience, you say all these things about Sean Diddy Combs. Do you think highly of him? When I say the guy sat there and going this. Let me rephrase. Do you think he's a good person? Do you think highly of him? The guy turned into Mia and was like, I can't answer that. I can't answer that. Mark Agnifilo was like, you know what? Let's move on. Let's move on. No further questions, Your Honor. Diddy's CFO. When Mark asked him that, when Mark asked him, do you think highly of Diddy? In your personal experience, do you think he's a good person? That man hit the mute button for 20 seconds. The whole court was like, wait, what? Literally, I was just like, oh, and why did you send Mark Agnifilo to do Brian Steele's job? But you know what? We love to see it. No shade to Mark. Chantelli Lace, thank you so much for the super chat. George Jansen, thank you for the super chat. Also, Nunya B said Trump and Diddy have a fraternity Mason type of bond. I don't know about that. Also, designed by Phoebe said, if you need a mod, let me know. Lots of trolls. Those trolls are all Diddy paid bots. Ignore them. 997 said the surprise witness defended you on her live. She said she'll never do that. Shout out to BJ Investigates. Tamara Sanders said you are hilarious. Thank you. Monica Flo, thank you for the super chat. Clarence Small said doing a great job. Be careful. Also, Tanisha95, thank you so much for the super chat. Okay, now let's talk about the way that there are certain irreputable content creators that are literally trying to take out the competition. First of all, I want to say this. For anyone dumb enough to think that me, the person that has been the spearhead of this whole Diddy thing, and before everybody jumped on the bandwagon and mainstream media was reporting it, I told y'all Diddy's going to jail. I said he's he's going to be under investigation. He's going to move to indictment. He's going to get arrested. I even said that he was in New York doing witness tampering, and he got arrested 3 weeks later. From the beginning in 2023, I have been Diddy's biggest critic. And I have been the person that, even though I've known so much about the case, I've never done anything to jeopardize the investigation.
Yes.
To think that me, with my views, and my platform, and my professional integrity, would have to do something so low down as to dox a victim, and my history on the way I am a tireless advocate for victims of SA. If anybody is stupid enough to believe a googly-eyed, like, lemur from, like... If anybody is dumb enough to believe that me, with my reputation, my integrity, but not even that, my lives, my videos, that I would be so low down as to dox an SA person, when, y'all, I've known who Mia is for months. If I was going to dox someone, I would have doxed it months ago. I've known who Mia is. I know all Mia's.
For months, she said. I love when people play the game fairly and win. That's the part I know. You can tell when somebody doing something crooked and shady and they think they doing work. They think they putting in work, y'all. Yeah.
But not even that. My lives, my videos, that I would be so low down as to dox an SA person when, y'all, I've known who Mia is for months. If I was going to dox someone, I would have doxed it months ago. I've known who Mia is. I know all Mia's tea. I've known all this stuff before any of y'all did. So for anyone to actually accuse me of doing that and someone to be dumb enough to believe it, ask yourself why you're dumb enough to believe it. But I do want to say this. I will give $5,000 to anybody that can find any footage, and baby, I pay my bills. I'm putting out all posts because, baby, I'm gonna put my money where my mouth is. I will pay $5,000 to anyone, the first person, if 20 of y'all bring at the same time, you can say, to show any evidence that I doxed anyone. You got it. 5,000. Let that go. Run this and let this shit go viral. I will pay 5,000 to anybody that can show any proof. The people that want to be dumb enough to believe these dumb lies and spread them around. Because listen, I don't care if people are jealous. I don't people care about if they talk my hair, my face. I don't care. I don't care.
I put 5,000 on it too. Yeah. So you let them know that if they seen Uncle Mike's video and they find something on her, Tisa Tells, yeah, you drop. He should drop 5. Say, oh, by the way, Uncle Mike could drop 5 too. I'm like, dang it, Tisha, I was on your side. Yeah, so that's 10,000. So go looking. Go ahead and go looking.
They talk about how I'm annoying. They don't like. I don't give a damn. But one thing you won't do on this good God-fearing platform is find a way to try to eat away and disrespect all the hard work, integrity, investigation, and work I did to bring this case to the forefront and support to make sure monsters held accountable. That's what you're not gonna do. I don't care if you talk about me personal, but you will not insult my professional integrity and think you are going to start rumors and gossip, and I'm gonna let that slide. I'm giving $5,000 for anyone that can find any proof. And the people that know that I did it, baby, come claim your $5,000, because judging the way you look and judging the way you dress, you could use the $5,000. I'll give you $5,000. Come.
Pump your brakes. Pump your brakes. Pump your brakes, baby. Pump your brakes. Hold up, Tisa Tells. You ain't gotta go that hard on them. We on your side. That I know what she going through because Uncle Mike went through the same thing. Y'all think this equipment is in here just for show? I just don't want to play it no more. I want to have fun and enjoy life and everything. But don't get it twisted. I drop some music on you real quick, fast, and in a hurry. Yeah. You want to check out some real music that I did? All you got to do is ask. Yeah. Some people on YouTube, don't get me wrong. You know, I'm having fun. I'm enjoying where I'm at. I'm satisfied. Now, you going to sit here and think that I done bought all this equipment for show? Oh, he must like singers and everything. That's right. Right now, I'm chilling. My bad. But I feel you, girl. I feel you. Good God Almighty, baby.
To start rumors and gossip, and I'm gonna let that slide. I'm giving $5,000 for anyone that can find any proof. And the people that know that I did it, baby, come claim your $5,000, because judging the way you look and judging the way you dress, you could use the $5,000. I'll give you $5,000. Come. I can't give you those followers you begging for. I can't give you those views you begging for, but I can give you the $5,000. So let's just do that. How about that? And baby, it's an open invitation. Tag me. Put it on social media. Let's see this mess that dummies are dumb enough to believe. Again, I don't understand people. But I will say this. It's also coming to my attention, right?
Uh-huh.
Listen, it's also, thank you, B, for the message. Thank you. Baby, the jealousy, y'all want these clicks, y'all want these views so you can get some money. I'll give you the
God, dog it.
$5,000 cash. You don't got to get a video to go viral. I'll give you the $5,000. Matter of fact, I'll make that $10,000. Anyone that can show me proof that I was the one that doxed Mia, and this that, baby, I'll give you 10,000 American cash expeditiously, right? Amina said, we ain't going nowhere because Diddy is going to get life. Me singing that since 96, exactly. Baby, I'll put it up to 10,000. Yeah. 10,000. Give me some proof. I want to see it. Gina Patterson, thank you so much for the super chat. And Blue Sky said, Tisa, we support you and love you. The title.
Now hold up. She done made it 10,000. Hey, Tisha, I'm just going to stay with my 5. I'm just going. You right. I mean, you got a little more money than I got. I'm gonna stay at the 5. Plus, I got things I'm trying to do. I got to invest in my own stuff right now. Yeah. Tisha, you cool as I don't know. I'm going back up there. I'm gonna say, girl, Uncle Mike like you, boy. You just like me. That's my sister right there.
Armies behind you. I know y'all are. But that said, don't feed these fucking trolls because that's all they want. Amen. But again, I ignore everything else, but one thing I won't do is somebody talking about my professional integrity. Now, one thing that has been brought to my attention too is that these people that want to, listen, Thundercat said jealousy makes people stupid. It's not jealousy. This just like whatever. J.L. Bowser said, that's what set them haters straight. Baby, you got 10,000. Let this shit go viral, right? Pageant Mommy said for coffee, tea, or whatever while you're working. Thank you. I know one thing it ain't going. It's not going to pay for the fund of anybody that can tell me because you can't. And you got 10,000 and I always pay my bills. House of Wild said watching from the gym, sending you love. Yolanda West said love you, Tisa. You're the absolute best. Thank you. Amalio, thank you. Also, T. Elise Smith said, read them down, Tisa. Everybody can eat. Exactly. Yolanda West said, love you, Tisa. You're the absolute best. Now, one thing that's really troubling, B. Dizzle said, Tisa going your fury on their asses. Okay, let's play. Have you ever walked a memory down with a poker face?
Damn.
Also, Robin Lynn Griffith said, love you, girlfriend. I love you, too. Listen. Baby, that is still my joy. I'm going to be sitting there doing what? I will say this, right?
Talk to me.
One Sagittarius lady said she's standing 10 toes down on her side. And Lady Kiki said, you're not the one. You've seen them all. And also, I do want to say this. It's gotten so crazy that people are actually emailing judges' chambers because they want to make sure that the top people that are covering this case are banned from court. The only problem is that's a federal crime to lie, and judges and everybody talk to everyone. They're not just going to do something with no proof, unlike people's dumb followers. Sierra Mancy, thank you so much, and Giselle. Thank you so much. Also, Sun Moon Sagilik said, it wasn't you, it was a man. I just watched this video. Oh, okay. Okay, so let's get back to happy times now that we've did a little shimmy. Let's get back to happy times, right? Listen, Yana Artist 77 said, can y'all hear Tisa in the back? Also, Gina Patterson said, sending love, they're just jealous. Okay, y'all, listen, Anastasia, AKA 1980. Listen, I don't care if people talk about me. I will just not let people besmirch my professional integrity, because as much as I be on here kikiing, I have a lot of integrity. My daddy raised me with a lot of integrity. My mama raised me with a lot of integrity, and that's the one thing I will 100% guard. Anyway, let's get back to Diddy and the way he literally got destroyed by his own CFO. How the hell did you bring somebody? Listen, Sarah said like the video and double tap. Listen, also Giselle, thank you for joining the family. How the hell do you bring your chief financial officer to be with you? Mark Agnafilio tries to turn him into a character witness, and when he says, do you think, let me ask you a question, based on your 19 years of experience, and the funny thing is, because the guy kept saying, yeah, he's an amazing businessman, he's this, he's that, right? He said, can you honestly say that, what do you say? Can you say that he's a good person? That you think he's a good person? And there was a 20-second pause. Like, I literally was writing and was like looking like, what is going on? Is the guy crying? What is taking him so long to answer? And he was just like, how? Oh my God, Stephanie, Miss English. Thank you so much. Nicole Harris said, at the end of the day, game blank rock. It told me over the weekend AI is law. House of Wall said, I know that's right, integrity. So listen, how the hell did Diddy's your own again, Cherry, we are back on track. The prosecutor came in today rolling up their sleeves like, Your Honor, we need to have a word. They literally said also they're about to rehabilitate Mia's testimony. They said, you know what? Since Sean Diddy Combs wants to run his mouth, Elaine K. Forrest, keep up the great work, thank you. Since Sean Diddy Combs wants to run his mouth about what he heard in Mia's line, and since the defense team wants to implicate Mia and imply that she's lying, well, guess what? You opened the door, and we have jailhouse phone calls from Diddy that we want to play in court that corroborates every single thing that Mia has been saying. When they did that, the defense was like, They woke up. Titty Garagos popped up. Because every time you see Titty Garagos pop up, you know she is about to be like, Your Honor, if I remember Quest Felice, she popped up, like woke up. And the prosecution, all the girls, the six-pack of women were looking like, now what? Now what? Now what? The judge is like, well, why would I have to do that? Do I really need to rule on that? They were like, yes, you do, Your Honor. And he was like, on one basis. They were like, Your Honor, this is improper. It doesn't matter. They went to town, and the judge said that they will admit some portions of Diddy's jailhouse calls. Now clock that key. Now listen, Victoria Otta Harpendine. Thank you so much for gifting 5 memberships. Also, Devon Ballard said, Tisa, you're awesome. Diddy seems like a real-life Nino Brown. A real-life Nino Brown. Rhonda Jamin said, I watch a lot of coverage. You are the best. Thank you so much, right? Also, Pepita, what's going on? Also, Tony Pettiford Smith said, young lady, I sit and wait to hear your update. Keep up the great work. I love it. Also, Illegal Paralegal said, we're here to stay no matter what. Baby, thank you.
No matter what, baby. No matter what. Hold on, y'all. Pause. I gotta go get something on the drink. All right, let's go.
Chef Sky said, been watching you from work since the beginning. Got my kitchen staff tuned in every day. Keep it up. Thank you. And Max Hammer said, keep up the good work. We got you. Okay, so prosecution came in and said, hold on a second. Goldie 526 said, Tisa, you have more integrity and who's than any CC out there. We love you, girl.
Facts.
Keep on going. Hugs and kisses. Thank you. Prosecution walked in and said, wait a minute. Your Honor, maybe we have a word. I knew they were on something because they were bobbing up like bobbleheads. One would have a thing. Two.
Wait a minute, teacher. Hey, do the walk. You got to do the walk again. You got to teach me that one. She did that walk. She said, this how he walked in. What?
Any CC out there. We love you, girl. Keep on going. Hugs and kisses. Thank you. Prosecution walked in and said, wait a minute. Your Honor, maybe we have a word.
Oh my God.
I knew they were on something because they were bobbing up like bobbleheads. One would have a thing, two would have a thing, and they wanted it on the record. They were mad about what happened with Mia, but it's also, I think they were mad because they're like, yo, Mia got humiliated. Jolanta K, thank you so much for the super chat. And Eunice Hernandez, thank you so much. So anyway, right? Where is it? They said that, they said it's payback. They said that they flagged the cross-examination of Mia. They said since they wanted to sit there, listen, Alaquandra, what's up? Said it's bigger than Nino Brown, Tisa. Exactly. They said since Brian Steele, Tara Moses, thank you so much for the super chat. Said since Brian Steele wants to bring up Mia's her social media posts and all this stuff, we have Diddy's jailhouse calls that prove that Mia was telling the truth. All right. They were having discussions about his birthday. They were having discussions about the way everybody had to post. They were having a thing on how to flip people and do this, right? And listen, and Mark in the defense counsel was like, Your Honor, why is this relevant? The prosecution wasn't done. They said it's relevant to offer the cause in corroboration, right? Because you felt compelled to hammer Mia about some birthday posts. Let's talk about those birthday posts because you wanted to imply to the jury that Mia must be lying because she posted those pics, right? Well, maybe guess what? This is an opportunity to change the narrative, right? And let them know what she was really doing, right? And then that's when they said the person said Sarah's name on and broadcasts her info, and they want him banned on court. And then they actually came, later and said there was another content creator, so then they also did that. And then the defense jumped up and said, Your Honor, we also know another content creator did that. And when they did that, I said, do you think they're talking about me? But guess what? You need to stop listening to those blogs because you are not going to catch me slipping. Kim B said, just shaking the table, sis. Keep going, Tisa. Let's go. And Donna Smith said, love you, girl. You're smart and gorgeous. What a combo. Oh, y'all be capping me up. And I love it. Thank you so much, Illegal Paralegal, for sending a super chat. And Ann FJ311 said, hey, girl, who's the lady you bumped into today in the elevator? She got on YouTube outside of court talking smack. I don't like her. I don't know. Anyway, what are you talking about in the courtroom? Girl, anyway, Victoria, I don't know. I wish you love and light. Mwah. Right?
There you go.
Victoria Otto Harpendine, thank you so much for gifting 5 memberships. And Dre Talks, thank you so much for gifting memberships. Hey, what's up? What's going on? No, still going live. What's going on? Oh, I'll probably be done in like 20 minutes. Why, are you going to be out here for so long? You have my number, right?
You were going to text me.
Oh, here, write it down. I'll text you. This is my phone. The other one doesn't have service. It's only for filming. Hold on. Write it right here, and as soon as I'm done, I'm gonna 100% send you a text. Hold on. Networking.
You gotta do that.
So yeah, do you want to say hi to everybody? Okay, come say hi. Get a load of this guy. Hold on, get a load of this guy.
Hi, Tisa.
Do y'all know who is this? Give yourselves a shout out. Y'all know who he is. On New York One, what we got going on here?
Jay Dow, Pix 11 News, and I'm trying to get you on Pix 11. Hopefully,
I'm
here in New
definitely
York.
gonna be on Pix 11, but this is New York's #1 homegrown station, Pix 11.
Jay Dow TV
Yes,
and Tisa Tells.
yes, J-Down TV.
Tell me what happened in court this morning.
Oh my God, I told you guys about that. So basically, to reenact the chokehold, somebody, literally 4 deputies had to jump on one person, and she was
heard
rocking
about
them.
that.
And she literally she was dragged out of court, and she literally said, pull your MFing guns. And it looked like she was trying to go for one of the thing's guns. When that happened, I got up
Were you
and
scared?
tiptoed.
I would have
When I
been.
heard her yell something about a gun, hey, how you doing? Hell yeah, I was scared. I literally ran so far away and was like, okay, where's the ricochet not gonna hit?
No.
Now, mind you, I just got up and moved 4 rows over. But
Right.
it was a lot. When you hear in a courthouse somebody talking about you laughing at Diddy's legacy, what legacy? He made the Harlem Shake. It's not that serious. He did not invent cold fusion. You know what I'm saying? So when she started talking all that crazy stuff and then said about a bang bang, yeah. But yeah, so.
Tisa, I gotta run. I gotta
Okay,
do another
it was
live
good
shot.
seeing you.
We're gonna connect?
Listen, right after you get off, I'm gonna text you.
All right.
Okay?
All right.
All right.
He didn't make the Harlem Shake. I'm gonna let y'all know that now. He might have made it famous, but the Harlem Shake came from some kids playing outside in New York, in Harlem, New York. It came from some kids. He probably saw the kids do it. You know what I'm saying? Here we go. Here we go. That's crazy, man. God dang, Diddy, what did you make? For
So
real.
you gotta go around. They close that off. Okay, so hold on, guys. Yeah, it was a lot. I did a live about it if you guys want the dramatic replay, but if you guys just want to hear about it, yeah, it was a kerfuffle, right? Yolanda Blocker said, you burning my behind with this poppin' hot tea. You're the best and solid, T said, thank you. Also, Millie Wop said, we love your integrity and professionalism. Keep going. I actually think that person that was talking live, she was the person that was thrown out. She's banned from the courtroom. I will say this, the judge should have got arrested to send a message for anybody that would do that mess.
Yeah.
Doreen Pate said, girl, we know you would have never doxed me ever in my life. Saibu 500, thank you so much for the super chat. Also, hold on. Where are we at? I'm missing one more super chat. Let me go. Because let me tell you something.
Talk to him.
One thing that I love about you guys is you guys have really, really helped me build this platform. So
Talk to me.
you guys enable me and help me with the super chats. Latasha Leon said he was impressed by you. You guys enable me with the super chats to be able to allow to create a safe space for my integrity. We grew slow, we are small but mighty, but I really love this family we created because y'all got integrity, I got integrity, and you guys never press me to ever step that line. Yes,
Facts.
I'll be messy, yes, I'll tell a joke, but would I ever do anything that low? You know what I'm saying?
On purpose.
So thank you guys for allowing me a safe space to actually stand in my integrity and never make me choose between my integrity and a view. Baby, they go hand in hand. Lush, thank you so
Facts.
much for being a tattletale. All right, thank you so much. Okay, so where are we at?
We behind that preposition.
So I have issue of violently removed.
We behind that preposition
there
with
was a
you,
huge
baby.
issue in the courtroom. Oh my God, Zyra. Minna said, I hope the prosecution follows your lead and they don't take their foot off their necks. Baby, the prosecution came in gassed up.
Yes.
They came in there with fire today. I think they were literally watching the footage of recalling me as testimony and was getting madder and madder and madder. They came in on fire and did what needed to be done. Your commentary is seriously the best. Me and my son, 9, stay saying Yana all day long. He runs into the room when he hears your voice. That's what's up.
Yeah.
Thank you so much for the generous super chat, Zyra.
Yeah.
Also, Kevin Dial said, thanks for keeping it 100. You are the best. Thank you. Also, Mary Quinlan, thank you so much for your super chat. Hibiscus Rose said, we love you, Tisa. You give me hope. Oh, Hibiscus, I hope things are going better for you. Just remember, we love you. The universe loves you. God loves you. And as soon as you can just let go of that trash, you're going to be in a better place. Also, Fumilayo Mitchell said, can't wait to see you get an Emmy for this coverage, girl. Speak it into existence. Wanda Perez said, Tisa, how did Diddy's mom react when they mentioned her name? Keep reenacting because you make me laugh so much. So I couldn't see Mama Combs, but y'all want to hear a funny story? All right. Now, this might have been my imagination, but let's do these things, little yes. Tattletale family said, I like you better than Nancy Grace. No, Nancy Grace is the OG. I'm trying to get on Nancy Grace show. Nana7 said they need to invite you for a segment on the show. I would love that. B Dizzle said, who in the ham sandwich want to go to jail for Diddy's legacy? That is not a flex at all. Like, get real. That's what I said. Besides make a few party songs, what has Diddy done? I'm really confused. Samila K said, you're such a lovely human. We're small but mighty. Where's the ricochet not going to hit? That's what I was thinking. Also, Paula Flores said, do you think the pardon talk is to deter more victims or people with information from coming forward? Absolutely. Will it? I don't think so, because I would need a pardon. But I do think that these victims are watching the way that Mia was treated about them coming forward. And now I see why Gina didn't want to get on the stand. I know I called her dumb every 6 ways of Sunday, but I take these back and I apologize to Gina, because now I see why she didn't want to get on the stand. Also, Betty Taylor, thank you so much for the super chat. And Rochelle Old said, Mahalo. Yo, have you guys, I know that's Hawaiian, but have you guys ever watched The Whale Rider? You guys have to, I will say this, if you don't feel like crying, don't watch it. But there is a movie called The Whale Rider. It's about, like, in Australia or somewhere in French Polynesian, the whale rider. She's like the only daughter that the chief, the grandfather is the chief. The son don't like his thing, so he goes and, like, is dating, like, a white girl. That don't got nothing to do with it. But she takes him away from the community. And she's the only girl, and the chief sees that the tribe is dying. When I say dying, like, the community is, like, going away, and they need a son because the boy's supposed to be the whale rider, even though everything in the world is showing it that this is. Listen, go watch that show, The Whale Rider. Oh, I'm gonna watch it when I get home. Oh, it gives me goosebumps, and it's so good. Betty Taylor, thank you so much. Also, Nurse Nightingale said, Tisa, I'm going to be like you when I grow up. Girl, you already better than me. Val Lucas said, where's the groovy Lou? Been with Diddy since 90s. Good question. Dolores Camera, thank you so much for the super chat. BZ said, Tisa's beauty, brains, and integrity. Keep that foot on Diddy's neck. You're the best. Thank you. Also, Teddy B said, you are the GOAT. Thank you. All right, Barbie Doll said, shout out to Tisa from Louisville, Kentucky. Kentucky. Right? Also, they got some good food in Kentucky. Maine said, do you think they'll play more freak off videos? They're going to play them behind the screen. So behind the screen means they will be played for the jury, but not for the public. And not for the public. It's only for the attorneys and the jury. Kathy Gifford, thank you so much for the super chat. Also, Discerning 8, welcome to the family. Also, Miss Terminator said, Teacher, you're the GOAT, and they're mad. Keep doing it. And Saucer Marvin said, stand tall and strong, my sister. Straighten my posture. Great coverage. Diddles is going down. Last super chat, Maria Bardinez. Thank you so much. And Miss Terminator, thank you so much. Okay, let's go. Oh, California girl living in the Louisiana world said, Tisa, I love your reporting. Okay, yeah. All right, so thanks for the commercial break. Let's get back into this. Anyway, now I'm walking through. There was a huge issue in the courtroom. She was violently removed. She said, pull your MF and got out. I heard that, and I literally went, whoa. And I was looking like, where is the ricochet? You know, my dad used to always take me to the range to get my shot, right? To know what I'm doing. But when I see that, I was just like, I popped up so quick because they were right behind me. I don't know why I be minding my business and mess just find me. It happened right behind me. 4 U.S. Marshals jumped on her, being like, no. And they had her in this, that, and they were trying to push her out the door, and she was rocking them. It was really a struggle. I said, oh my God, right? And then she said, pull your MF and gun out. Do it. Literally, all you heard was those heels going, It was a mess, right? There were 4 marshals that had to drag her out, right? And she was screaming, they're making fun of your legacy. They're trying to destroy your legacy. They're laughing at your legacy. Again. Listen, again. Anyway, let's get into what Mr. Garcia proved. Mr. Garcia proved in court that Diddy did bribe, that Diddy broke things, and that he used this criminal organization. KK. We got to see whether KK is going to be testifying for Diddy or for the prosecution. But KK, She was all up in there. She helped. And D-Rock, she definitely coordinated and definitely helped. They signed NDAs. The NDAs were on the Combs Global. They signed NDAs and the NDAs were on the Combs Global. I said, what the hell? What the hell? Listen to what happened. And guess this guy, Eddie Garcia, he seems very, very honest, right? He said that in the elevator, Diddy was like, yo, so what you gonna do with the money? And he was like, I don't know, sir, because the whole time he thought Diddy was about to murk him. He is a clean-cut kid. He is a clean-cut kid. He is a clean-cut kid. He never had anything like that happen to him. He really thought like, what the hell? What the hell? And he was so scared, right? So anyway, Diddy looked at him and said, don't spend it all. No, he said, what did he say? Hold on. Diddy looked at him and said, because I wrote this down. He said, what are you going to do with all that money? He said, don't make any big purchases. This is all legal, and you're telling somebody don't deposit in the bank, don't make any big purchases, and this is legal. Okay, Diddy. They said that on top of that, Diddy, which I would have been scared to do, Diddy made them give them pictures of their photo ID in order to buy a tape. Again, Eddie ain't built for the streets. Cause I've been like, wait. You want me to do something illegal for you? You want me to take a cash payment? You want me to assist in money laundering? And now you want me to give you my government ID? If you don't get out of my face, do you want this tape or not? Do you want this tape or not? Because I think the LAPD would be very happy to see it, you know? Melody Lopez said, girl, you are shining like a superstar. Thank you. Woody Johns, thank you so much for that first super chat on your stream. And also, Rue Mariah, thank you so much for the super chat, right? Also, B. Dizzle said, it took 4 U.S. Marshals. Was she John Wick? Baby, when that crazy hit that adrenaline, oddly enough, Sharina Epps, thank you so much for the super chat. Dolores Cameron, thank you so much. Also, AOH, thank you so much for the super chat. Tiana Taylor said, you make my whole day. Such a genuine and beautiful spirit. Yana, what the hell? What the helly? What the Holly Berry? Okay, right? So anyway, they said that he asked, I'm doing something legal for you and you need my government. Baby, do you want this tape or not? Because I think the LAPD would be very, very interested to see it. You got 10 minutes to decide. Matter of fact, tell KK forget that tea. Because he was like, yo, you drink tea. And the kid was so young and naive, making $10.50 an hour as a security guard. He said that when Diddy was like, yo, you want some tea? He was like, where I'm come from, we don't drink tea. He said that he was so nervous that his voice was cracking. Now, the funny thing about this is, as much as they try to act like this is normal, the kid would, as much as they were acting like, you want to get alive? As much as they were acting like this was normal, the kid, I see you with your Hermes slides. Okay, exactly. As much as they were acting, as much as they were acting like that was normal, why would the kid be cracking? And he said when Diddy followed him out, he walked behind him and the kid just thought that he was about to be like, kabah, and get thrown into like the Hudson River. He really thought he was about to be in the episode of Breaking Bad. And I don't believe, I believe him, right? Anyway, again, you got 5 to 10 minutes to tell me if you want this tape or not. No, you're not getting my ID and I'm not signing an NDA, but you know who will pay $100K for this? TMZ. Play me if you want. That's why I don't understand how, like, again, you got a clean-cut kid that didn't know. Anyway, right? Where else are we? Let me just do one more thing. Yes, I am Leo. You remember that. You said you grew your loyal base organically, so glow up. Oh, thank you. We gonna see this mountain together. Robin said that woman that cut up in court today is the type of woman that births narcissist sons. Diddy's legacy is him tormenting the world. Exactly, but even if it wasn't, like, you gonna act like someone that made a song changed your life? I promise you, if you Google black billionaires, black scientists, black teachers, how about you just Google your black parents? I promise you there's people in this world that's made a bigger impression than Diddy. Rue Morea, thank you so much for the super chat. Andy Robertson, thank you so much. Also, Yana, thank you so much, Woofy. CNN, Savvy Biz, thank you so much. And Architects of Heaven said, Rotten Mango says there's fake followers there coming up, showing love, then asking weird questions, praying over you, and the other YouTubers reporting down. That part. Shout out to Rotten Mango, Stephanie Sue. That MFing part. that MFM part. Phoenix Black said, love your commentary. Your dedication is appreciated. And Anne Marie said, you plus James need your own show. I love James. He is a cutie patootie. But all jokes aside, there have been people coming up asking really, when I say weird questions, it's just like, hi, my name is Tisa. And Gucci, like, when you're like, hi, my name is Tisa. Nice to meet you. They're like, really, what's your blood type? What? What hospital were you born in? Excuse me? What elementary school did you go to? And you're just like, okay, this is,
God.
you know? I will say one thing to all the content creators. Normalize lying to people that's in your business for no reason. Normalize it. Tell them you're from planet Saturn, Pluto, Mars, right? Arena said, oh my God, I caught it live. Tisa, go off. Okay, so anyway,
from a land down under.
So the kid traded that. Diddy paid $50,000 cash and bought a money counter like it was Breaking Bad to count all the money. Why do you have $100,000 cash in your house? And don't tell me it's because, shut up, Diddy run 1 million businesses. Why do you got $100,000 cash in your thing, right? Oddly enough, after this was all over,
take people out
the
the
kid
ghetto.
literally tried to reach out to Diddy. I thought he was gonna say extort him, right? The kid tried to reach out to Diddy like a few years later, Diddy, to see if he could get a security job. Diddy never got back to him. I know that God, he wished he had picked up that call and not left it on red, right? Diddy kept asking him. He was like, Eddie, you're my angel. Are you okay? How you doing? He said his voice kept cracking. Hi, Mr. Combs. Here's the flash drive, right? He said, because his voice was cracking, he said, yo, KK, bring him some tea. And I wish I had been there to be like, Eddie, don't drink the tea. Don't drink the tea. Don't drink the tea. Don't drink, eat, or touch anything Diddy give you. Just sit there. I am fine. No, thank you. Matter of fact, don't even come in because people have been saying that Diddy be into like spiritual warfare and stuff. Just stand on the floor, like on the curb with like a cross raised up, wear some garlic, and I don't know, get into African mythology. You need to form a circle, right? So he was like, he said, do you like tea? Mr. Combs, where I'm from, we don't drink tea. He said, he said, you know what, KK, go get him some of that tea I like, right? Go get him some of that tea I liked. Also, Tanita and Delico, thank you so much for joining the family. And the Sugar Case said, Tisa, you never fail us. Much love from the Sugar Case. Thank you. And that sister from New Jersey said, I love your energy. Please keep being you. I will. And Miss Mona, thank you so much. Okay, so listen. Then Diddy turned to him after KK scurried out to get some tea, and he turned to him, he was like, yo, do you got it, right? Del Peterson said, Tisa, you're doing a great job, stay safe. He looked at him, he's like, yo, you got it, right? And he said, yes, Mr. Combs, here you go. And he lifted up the USB and passed it to him. But then Diddy's bodyguard, probably trying to do his job, but you just got caught in a RICO case, got the USB and said, I'll give it to him, and handed it to Mr. Combs. I wonder if these people are looking back 10 years later and being like, damn, why didn't I just let him pass him the USB and I could have been out of it? Why did I need to be in the room? Why did I need to bring him up in the elevator? I know that's what they're doing, right? Also, Rue Maria said, watching all daily, all the way from the UK. I'll be done soon. And also, Queen Breen said, Diddy and KK were possibly trying to poison Mr. Garcia with the tea. Yana, listen, I don't know if they were trying to poison him. Listen, I will say rejection is protection. Mr. Garcia is lucky that he wasn't Diddy's type. Because you know Diddy would have been like, I know a way you can make an extra $50,000. If you're down for it. Sheila Turner, thank you so much for joining the family. Amina said, Keith D, I hope they bring that out as well. And Anne-Marie, thank you so much for the super chat. Sheila Turner, thank you. Danielle said, hey, love, if Mia's name starts with blank, you accidentally said her name. I did not. Anyway, right? And Irma Medina said, love your commentary. Tisa is going places. Anyway, right? So where are we at, right? So where are we at, right? With Mia. Oh, so listen. She said, I believe so, okay? And she said there only had to be one copy, right? They said, ask about the cloud, right? Called Mondrana. He called his boss and asked if it was only one copy. He said, yeah, it is. He said, but the guy even said to him, I'm really concerned about the police because even if we do this and Cassie makes a police report, we can all get into trouble. Joel Hodge, thank you so much for the super chat. They said we can all get into trouble. He said, don't worry about this. She wants this done. He called Cassie on FaceTime, right? It was a very short call. He said Cassie had a hood covering her face. You know why she had a hood covering her face? Because Diddy had just beat her days ago. Sheila Turner, thank you so much for the super chat, right? He told Cassie, let him know you want this to go away. Then he said hello, right? And then Cassie said hello. She said that, he said, Diddy told him, yo, Cassie got a movie coming out and she wants this to go away. Diddy asked for everybody's ID, right? He's nervous. They didn't know what to do. Diddy paid them $100,000, right? And then he followed them out, paid the thing. The guy was so scared, driving away, and he was looking in the thing to actually see if he was being followed. There was an NDA given, okay? The NDA had Diddy's thing like Combs, Globe, or whatever on the agreement, and it was concerning the company and protecting the company. The kid said he didn't read the NDA. He said he didn't copy of NDA. You know that if you sign an NDA, you're supposed to get a countersigned copy, or else I don't think the NDA is valid. Tara Grant said, I work at Yale University as the chef at my job, knew Cassie as a child. She was best friends with his little sis. His mom is so sad for her, what she has been through. Exactly. Everybody that knows Cassie is like, yeah, that was a lot, right? On top of that, we got Natalie Glover said, haters gonna hate, keep shining, girl, you're a star, thank you. And Rena said, new station should hire you as a consultant. I would love that. Again, here's what I wanna know. How do you have an NDA written if you didn't think, right? There go your boo. There go your boo. How are you gonna have an NDA written, right? How are you gonna have an NDA written and ready? Yes, how are you gonna have an NDA written? How are you gonna have an NDA written if this is the first time you did this? How do you have an NDA doing all that stuff, all right? He gave 100K, that was 50K. Shim Rose said, thank you for all you do. Thank you. Let's see, they bought a car for $30,000. Listen, so anyway, after he bought the car for $30,000, he said he didn't report the money on taxes, why he got immunity. There were no bank deposits. The incident report in office was deleted. He double checked. Diddy reached out on Easter and was like, yo, happy Easter. Eddie, my angel. God put you in my life for a reason. And you know what? Never have truer words been spoken. Watkins, thank you so much. Eddie, God did put you in Diddy's life for a reason. And look at God's glory. God did put you in Diddy's life for a reason. Diddy, you actually knew. You just didn't know that God had plans. God had plans. And look at God's glory, Diddy. Eddie's in your life, testifying for you. Pray all praises due, right? He said, and so then Diddy was like, yo, did anyone ask anything? And he said, no, they didn't. I'm going to take one of these chipmunks or squirrels home, whatever they are. They are so cute. And he said, okay. And then Diddy said, okay, if you need anything, let me know. Okay, now here's the thing about Eddie being so earnest. He said that was in 2016. He said after Easter 2018, he sent a message to Diddy. I thought he was gonna say the message was like, yo, where's that guap? Where's that gelt? Where's my money, right? Because why not go double dip? You know what earnest, sweet Eddie Garcia said? He said, hello, he inboxed Diddy in IG because he found out that the number that Diddy was calling him from was a burner account. Mind you, Diddy found his number. He didn't contact Diddy, but that number was a burner account. So he had nobody to get in touch with Diddy, so he IG messaged him. And he said, hi, Mr. Combs. I was wondering if there's any work opportunities in security you might have for me. He said, Diddy never responded. I said, Eddie, you're so wholesome. You didn't even know to extort that man. You were so, but then again, don't extort Diddy. According to, what's her name, people be ending up in the, Crapper Gone Crock, people be ending up in the East River. Anyway, SP said, people need to put some respect on Tisa's name. She's amazing at her craft and does it with so much grace and respect. Lovely Tisa. Oh my God, do you think trial will end next week? Seems to be moving fast. Ain't no way. Ain't no way. Oh, hold on, you guys. This is breaking news. Hold on. Hold on. Oh, wait. That's, anyway, we'll talk about that later because now people are saying that it was maybe Diddy's team that did that with the Mia stuff and now they're blaming anyone, but we don't know, right? Because this happened yesterday. Hold on. They said that there was a short glitch in the courtroom feed exposing Mia's real identity. It wasn't a glitch. The Diddy's team submitted the unredacted video, and it should have been redacted. Anyway, Lady Shia said, we have your back. The other day, someone falsely accused you of outing Mia and jumped all over the person. What's your email? I'll send you Snapchat. Baby, don't worry. Thank you so much for having my back, but I've said my piece. I can't respond to... I really appreciate you guys having my back. But again, the truth is always louder than a lie. The truth is always louder than a lie, and eventually the noise calms down because there's nothing to it. Yolanda Bolcher said, listening from Newfoundland, Canada. Oh, Canada. Thanks for your coverage. Keep up the fabulous work. Thank you so much. Oh, also, Intravidi Patana said, your analysis of Mia yesterday was so on point. Thank you for your daily coverage. I'm here for it. Thank you so much. Yeah. Also, the Paris Dream said, did anyone say how CNN got the tape? It was sold. It was sold. So when they told Diddy that they had destroyed all copies, here's the thing. Everybody in the security room, some of them like Flores and Maldonado, Garcia, and that other guy, they had sold the tape. But they forgot that other guy had taken a screen recording of that tape so he'd go home and show his wife. So they didn't know that there was another copy floating around. And when that shit popped up, the other guy nobody knew that he had taken a screen recording of not screen recording, but a video of the video, had sold it to CNN. Again, everybody was trying to get paid. Caroline Cassell said, Tisa, there's an old video with Nip, Diddy, and Lauren Cassidy listening to Nip's music where there's some comments back and forth between Diddy and Nip, so you can comment on it later. Just curious in comments. I saw that video, and it looked like Diddy was falling in love with Nipsey, right? Just swimming. Hold on a second. Okay, they were just swimming in it. Paris Sama, thank you so much for the super chat. I very much appreciate it. And DMV Sister said, great job. We love you. Thank you so much. But anyway, so to answer your question, I saw that video. I did some commentary on it. But to me, it looked like Diddy was just being a creep. Nipsey Hussle is vibing with the music, feeling good, doing this and that. He don't even know that he got Diddy zooming in while he's licking his lips. Ugh, Diddy is yucky. Anyway, right? Listen, the court said also, Your Honor, they're on top of it. They're not going to have another Jane situation. They are on it. They are not going to have another Jane situation. Mia situation. They said they are putting everything behind a screen. Not even people in the courtroom can see it, right? Again, I have tea on who Jane is, but I will not dox Jane. Why? One, I don't need to. Y'all don't come here to see me dox victims of SA. Y'all come here to see me act a fool. All right, so anyway, right? Listen, they said that, So anyway, they have proven bribery, and they have proven that he used company funds and his top level people to that. Thulia Law, thank you so much for the super chat. Oh, also, let me get into this, right? There was a few other things that happened with Jane. I want to skip to that. They were arguing over whether they can show D-Rock's text, right? It was D-Rock's text and Diddy saying, yo, Cass is eating. I'm about to ice her up. She keeps asking for you. I told her to chill out. She's looking for you. They said that Justin saw, again, off the record, Justin saw, these are the texts. It's not been verified to be true. So these are the texts that they're arguing to get in. Justin, Diddy's son, saw Cassie with a black eye. They told Justin that a fight broke out into the club. They said Cassie is calling the studio and everywhere looking for you, Diddy, right? And Diddy was like, he ain't messing with her. Imagine blocking somebody out, keeping it in, you talking about, I ain't messing with you. Arena said, any thoughts on Jay-Z? Do you think he knew anything? Jay-Z hasn't come up in the testimony. Diddy needs to say something. If you see something, say something. At this point, everybody's throwing other people's name in it. But you know who isn't throwing people's name in it? Diddy. And he's the one that knows everything. Anyway, they said that D-Rock was texting them allegedly that these are supposed to be, but it's unclear. She's about to lay down. She's not asleep yet. She keeps calling you. She keeps calling you, right? The judge then said, we cited in an email, Try the Gemini said, this June Gemini celebrated her 50th birthday. Happy birthday, mama. And missed all your lives. I'm in there today, though, since you're getting ready to go global. Thank you. Thank you so much and happy birthday, twin. Where have you been? Okay, so listen. They said that at worst, it is an agency, at best it's an agency statement, right? At worst, it is an admission by a co-conspirator, right? When I said that, I said, is D-Rock indicted also? You talking about co-conspirator, right? Blessed Child said, Tisa Tells of your name under my logo limited t-shirt. Thank you. And Jeanette Anderson, thank you so much for the super chat, right? They said, also, Theodore Law said, Tisa, What's up? Showing love all the way from South Africa. Okay, so they said that at the very least, these are agents' personal musings. And they said it doesn't satisfy the exception. They're trying to see if they can get all of D-Rock's texts about Cassie admitted. Anne-Marie said, Razor Ray's standing in front of you and he's streaming you. Who's Razor Ray's? I don't see anybody.
No, it must be a I don't know. I'm over here.
Security. Anyway, right? D-Rock.
Shoot.
They said there's additional. Oh, they said so. The defense. Listen, defense said right. Oh, thank you, also Antonia Strollman, right? Okay. So, and thank you so much, Anne-Marie. I'm gonna stream like this, okay? So anyway, right? That's it. D-Rock in the station, additional media outlet, Mia's identity. They're proposing, so what should you do? Oh, they said they want to direct all the outlets that posted Mia's identity to remove the post. They want to ban the people that doxed her from the courtroom. And they are proposing fortified submissions. So it can work, right? And they also said, Your Honor, the defense is like there is an additional person that also disclosed Mia's identity. I know. They said, when is KK expected to appear? We're going to see. She's going to appear in the next 2 weeks if she's with the government. If Diddy, she's going to be in the next 3 or 4 weeks. I will say this, right? Mia's identity being disclosed. I will actually say this, right? I know. Well, I don't know, but I have a feeling Diddy's team was probably looking through all my lives, just hoping I was dumb enough to say this, right? Anne-Marie said he's wearing a hat and his gap tooth. I don't see anybody. They must have me on the long range Zoom. I literally. Oh, really?
Yeah, he's the one that I think he may have gotten slapped by Gene.
Oh, really? Oh. Okay, I'm getting tea. Kyle Bradbury said your mustache is showing. Well, I wish you could say the same thing about your dick, but you know, do it. Take that as you will. All right?
Tisha, shoot. I don't blame you. Let them know you from the streets. Let them know you can dish it out too, baby. Sometimes Uncle Mike gotta let him know. Good God Almighty, man, what's wrong with these people? Y'all hear that? Did y'all hear that? Come on, baby.
I think he may have gotten slapped by Gene.
Oh, really? Oh. Okay, I'm getting tea. Kyle Bradbury said your mustache is showing. Well, I wish you could say the same thing about your dick, but you know, do it. Take that as you will. All right. Anyway, right, baby. Would you like me to loan you some of the testosterone? So anyway, right, you can switch out that estrogen. Anyway, you guys, let's get into this. All right. Exactly. So they said, so 2 or 7. Okay. So also they showed that Diddy was moving money from Janice Combs' accounts into other personal accounts. Again, the CFO, what is the takeaway of this day? What is the takeaway of this day? My bestie always tells me one thing, right? My bestie always tells me one thing, and she's always told me this. Don't you ever ask a question you don't want the answer to.
Amen.
Don't ask a question. If you don't want the answer, don't ask the question. Mark Agnifilio found out that today because he literally was with the CFO, so he's a good businessman, right? He taught you a lot, right? Yeah, you couldn't have done it. Long hours, y'all was building a legacy. He thought he had this ninja, and then he finally said, so in your 19 years of experience, would you say, Cherry said, LOL, love your comebacks, thank you. They said, so in your 19 years of experience, would you say that Sean Diddy Combs is a good person? I don't know what to. I don't know what to say. I don't know what to say. Literally, he was like Mia. He was like, what do you mean by that? And he was like, would you say? Do you admire him? Would you say he's a good person? And he sat there for 20 seconds, just blink slow. And Mark Agnifilo is like, you know what? We can move on. No further questions, Your Honor. And Mark sat his happy ass down. Mark, I know you thought you was gonna come into that courtroom and do the Brian Still slide. You said, you literally, he came in and he was like, oh, Brian is not gonna be the only white boy in this court doing 3-pointers. He tried to do the Brian Still slide. Get in there. And he got himself embarrassed. I said, and on that note, I literally sat there and I said, and scene. Thank God that the prosecution has rehabilitated themselves.
And
Thank
scene.
God Brian Still, Westmoreland, and Xavier stayed away from the witnesses. And we let Mark Agnifilo do what needed to be done, which just helped the prosecution prove their case. Anyway, Mom's King said, keep working, Tisa. Hard work pays off. Thank you. Oh, thank you. Max Hammer said, takeaway is you're tough and smart. Thank you. Oh my God. I am EDI EXP said, Tisa, you're one of a kind. No one can do it like you. Thank you for doing that. God bless. Lunch on me. Also, Cece said, hey, pretty lady, keep bringing us breaking news. Keep bringing us breaking news. Thank you so much. Rose J, thank you so much for your super chat. Dory Angel said, we need Ben Stiller to play Brian Still in the movie, right? No, I want Woody Harrelson or Owen Wilson. You know Brian's still gonna be like, I want somebody that's 6 feet tall to play me. YM Droid said, clearly those zesty fools who want to argue over who's the baddest bee. Exactly, you don't gotta argue with me, baby, you got that. You the baddest bee. You the baddest bee in the whole, like, listen, I will never argue over the man. You got that. You got that. You the baddest bee. All right? Anyway, you guys. Pepita 7, thank you so much for the super chat. Yeah, for the super chat. Anyway, y'all, let me know. Oh my God, Robin Smith, thank you so much.
Is she gone? Come on, man. Oh my God. Yeah, she gone. Dude. God dang, I'm speechless on this one, man. Shout out to Tisa Tells. I don't care what anybody say, man. I wish you the best. I want you to go far. I want everybody to get their news from you. I want you to be on the top, the tip top newscaster. Yeah. I want you to go far, man. I want anybody that's putting their mind and their heart and soul into anything that they doing. I wish them all the luck, man. I don't wish nothing negative on nobody, man. I wish everybody was like Uncle Mike. He said, your mustache is showing. Watch this, y'all. Why do you get off on that? You know, watch me make her mad. Your mustache is showing. And then somebody say something. Then he said, well, you should say that about your D. Yeah. I told y'all. Why would you say something negative to somebody? Why would you say aloud to your mouth? I don't understand these people, man. That's why when Uncle Mike tell the truth, they so used to everybody lying, they think I'm lying. Look here, man. I'm gonna get on up out of here, man. Y'all let me know if y'all ender. Shout out to all the enders and all that stuff. Y'all check out the Patreon. We got some lot of free stuff up there for the Patreons, man. We doing something different with the channel and all that stuff. So y'all take it light. Y'all take it slow. Tell them Uncle Mike told you so. Peace out.